How's it going, everyone? James Lynch here doing my preview of Saturday night's UFC Vegas 29 main event, which sees Jung, the Korean Zombie, take on Dan Ige in a featherweight fight. This will be 5 rounds, and this is going to be taking place at the UFC Apex in Las Vegas. Let's start first with the Korean Zombie, Jung. He is 34 years old. He is 5'7" with a 72-inch reach. Dan Ige is 29 years old, 5'7" with a 71-inch reach. So you'll see they're pretty similar physically. Korean Zombie a little bit older than Dan Ige. One interesting thing for this fight is that the Korean Zombie has done the good chunk of his camp in Arizona at Fight Ready with Coach Eddie Cha, so he's going to have more training partners to work with. If you remember the last fight he had against Brian Ortega, which he lost, he was back home in South Korea, so not having as many resources. I think the camp switch up will be very interesting in this one. I did reference the Ortega fight. That was a fight that he was favored, and had he won that fight, the Korean Zombie that is, he would have got the title shot against Alex Volkanovski. That does not happen. He lost pretty badly against Brian Ortega. It was a decision loss, and that snapped a 2-fight win streak. Prior to that, the Korean Zombie had knocked out Frankie Edgar in the first round, and he also knocked out Renato Moicano in 58 seconds. So really a lot of momentum halted with that loss to Brian Ortega as well. Dan Ige coming off a super impressive win over Gavin Tucker, handing Gavin Tucker the first stoppage loss of his career. Ige finishing that fight in 22 seconds back in March. Prior to that, he was coming off a loss to Calvin Kattar. He lost the decision in that fight. So Ige overall has only just had the one loss in the octagon to Calvin Kattar, and that was 2 fights ago back in July of 2020. So Ige, for the most part, has been on a roll. He has a win over Edson Barbosa, has a win over Mirsad Bektic. Basically, since he came into the UFC in 2018, he has only had 2 losses in the octagon. The debut loss to Julio Arce, and then since then, it is Calvin Kattar. It's a pretty even fight. If you look at the odds right now, it's about dead even, but I do give a slight edge to the Korean Zombie in this fight, and it's mainly due to level of competition. Zombie has been in there with some of the best fighters in the world, including Edgar, including Yair Rodriguez, who's fighting Max Holloway in July. We had Jose Aldo. He fought him. He fought Dustin Poirier. He actually has a win over Dustin Poirier as well. Fought former title challenger Mark Hominick. So Zombie's been in the game for a very long time, and I think that experience will pay dividends. Now, this could be a case of where Jung has maybe lost a step. You know, that Ortega fight was kind of an eye-opener in terms of where Zombie is at in his career. Is he able to bounce back after that loss, or is it a sign of things to come? We'll see, because Ige, like I said, very hot, just 1 loss in his last, it seems like 8 fights that he's lost. So he's looked pretty outstanding so far in the octagon, Dan Ige, that is, in terms of his UFC career. So I'm going to go Korean Zombie by decision in this fight. Dan Ige's never been finished in his career. Calvin Kattar wasn't able to finish him. I don't think the Zombie will get him finished in this fight either. So I'm going to lean him slightly, but this is one I would warn people with because it is very close, like the odds indicate. Could go either way in terms of the 2 featherweights going toe-to-toe on Saturday night. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Who are you picking on Saturday night? How do you think they get it done? Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Lynch on Sports, and make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel at OddsChecker US, where you'll find my breakdowns every single week, along with some of my fighter interviews. Enjoy the fights this weekend. I'll see you next week.